Beamy, 28 years old, owner of a small animation studio. Met my wife back when I was a university student. She was a second year, outgoing, sociable, always taking initiative. I was a freshman. She was the one who welcomed us, introduced us to the university, and helped us understand our major. But I don't remember our very first interaction. We had to prepare a freshman performance event. She was one of the organizers. There was a mix-up with someone's phone number. She was looking for a partner for a dance performance. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Told her I could do classical partner dancing. She agreed. That's when the spark started. I was drawn to how proactive she was. Found the right dance, even made a list of dance instructors. We tried a few and eventually chose one together. I'd walk her home after our rehearsals. I couldn't let a girl walk home alone at night. Besides, my place was a kilometer past hers. I didn't mind the extra walk. Saved money anyway. We kept discovering how much we had in common, got closer every day, and I realized I was falling for her. 3 days before the performance, I wanted to ask her out, but I wasn't sure if she liked me or if she was just being friendly. She was kind to everyone. I was afraid of ruining everything. That night, I walked her to the elevator, got in with her, wanted to kiss her. A spontaneous move, like that one time back in high school when it somehow worked. But I froze. She looked confused. From the outside, it probably looked like I glitched mid-sentence. She stepped out. I went down alone. On the way home, I kept telling myself, idiot. The next day was our final rehearsal. Evening came. We were dancing alone in the hallway of the student center. Nobody else around. The whole place lit up with the red glow of sunset. We finished the dance. I held her hands and kissed her. It felt like the air itself froze. I remember every detail. She blushed, started wrapping her braid around her finger. Cutest thing I've ever seen. I was over the moon. Then she said, "Well, I lost the bet with my cousin. Now I owe her a chocolate." I laughed. She added, "We bet no guy would make a move on me within a month." She had broken up with her ex just 3 days earlier. Apparently, he didn't appreciate her. I'd seen him around, but never realized he was her boyfriend. You can always tell how much someone values you, not by what they say, but by how they act. Anyway, we officially started dating. She gave me her full attention, and I gave her mine. University years flew by, full and intense. Then came the wedding. We had a small rented apartment. Our son was born. 2 years later, our daughter. I was a happy dad and husband. We didn't have much money, but we understood each other. I tried lots of jobs, eventually started my own business, took out a loan, finally got a car, better living conditions, a bit more freedom. But I didn't realize. Incoming money was just turnover, not profit. I had to pay employees, maintain equipment, cover logistics, and pay off the loan. At first, I didn't think much of it. But then I started taking out new loans to cover the old ones. That went on for a year, until my debt piled into a mountain, and banks stopped lending to me altogether. That's when the hard times began. Constant calls from banks and debt collectors started to wear me down. I was doing my best to stay afloat. And then, it happened. That night, our daughter couldn't sleep. She kept waking up crying in fear. It had never happened before, but we didn't think much of it. I brought her to our bed and we fell asleep like that. The next day, I got into a terrible accident on the highway outside town. I lost control on black ice at 70 miles per hour. I didn't see the oncoming car. A semi kicked up so much snow, I had zero visibility. I jerked the steering wheel. It stopped responding. I hit a snowbank sideways, flew off the road, flipped 5 times. The car landed 15 to 20 meters off the highway. Upside down, I was alone in the car. Thank God the seatbelt saved me. I crawled out, called my father. He left immediately. Then I called the police and explained the situation. Drivers passing by stopped to ask if I needed help. Road solidarity. My father and the police arrived about an hour later. The snowplow driver, of course, only started clearing the shoulder by then. Great timing. That evening, my whole family gathered to check on me. Everyone was relieved. My wife had cried herself out by then. When my mom called her, she didn't let her finish. She thought I was dead. Of course, my mom and the rest of the women in the family cried too. Even I teared up on the way home, realizing I almost didn't make it back. The car was totaled. My business logistics were dead. The next 18 months would be a test of endurance. For the first few months, I was like a lifeless shell, Home, depressed, no energy. My wife held the line. She worked, took out loans to help cover my debts. She supported me through all of it. The responsibility shifted entirely onto her. I tried different business ideas, but nothing worked. 6 months later, I found a job again. My old business limped along for another year. Then I sold all the equipment, just to breathe a little. We decided to move to a big, promising city. My wife got a job offer from a university there. My brother lived in that city too. We left the kids with her mom temporarily, so we could fully focus on settling in and adjusting to the new place. I found a job, but it wasn't easy. My brother's mother-in-law and sister-in-law were also living with him. It felt like we were intruding on their kingdom, a nest of snakes. They had it all figured out. Passive-aggressive jabs, shady behavior, all behind my brother's back. My wife endured it. My brother trusted too easily. His wife painted everything like they were saints. Luckily, we moved out after 2 months. 1-bedroom apartment, paper-thin walls, a neighbor who blew his nose like a foghorn. But it was ours. Quiet. No one interfered. My wife cried from all the weight she carried during that time. I only learned about it later. It's painful to suffer alone, but it's even more painful to realize the person you love suffered in silence too. In that new apartment, life finally started to feel calmer. During the first month, I got into 3D animation, something I had wanted to do for 2 years. Started skipping my regular job to study it. Eventually, they noticed. By the end of the month, I was fired. Was it bad news? Maybe. But it was also a chance, a window to earn with 3D animation. I gave myself 2 weeks. If it didn't work, I'd go find another boring job. And finally, orders started coming in. I was beyond happy. My wife, too. I started earning more than ever. Now it's been 5 months. I'm writing this sitting in the passenger seat of our car, on the way to pick up our son. He's finishing 1st grade. We're bringing him home. We already brought our daughter back, too, thanks to our improved income. We moved into a better apartment, a little bigger, thicker walls, nice neighborhood. Slowly paying off our debts, building a small team of 3D designers. And now I understand. Even when life knocks you down into the dirt, you have to get up. Because beyond the shit, there is light. Thank God for keeping me on the right path. And I thank my wife for staying by my side through it all.